Cool. So now that we just dealt with Protocol H, Hangzhou, now we immediately have to turn our sights to Protocol I. Does anyone know what I stands for and how to pronounce it? Because I sure as hell cannot.
I didn't realize they picked the name.
There is a name, I just can't pronounce it. So maybe we'll get used to it on the next session. We'll each take a gander at saying it completely right. But yeah, Protocol I is expected to be injected sometime really soon, which means in about 3 months, this massive upgrade is about to take place, which changes a lot the way Tezos works. So are you
I
guys
mean,
feeling prepared?
it's a fundamental change to consensus, right? Like, I can't think of a more fundamental thing than that. Like, unless smart contract language is being swapped out or something. Like, this is a big deal. And in addition to changing the mechanics of the consensus, the block production uh, time is shortened significantly as well, and that's going to have some challenges for us on a number of projects. So Katsei needs to be able to index things a lot more quickly and provide accurate data relative to what's sort of settled versus what is still in flight. My understanding is that head is no longer head. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So a lot of ways in which things work, people will have to reorient them in their heads. So like you mentioned, Mike, head can be either seen as the most current block if users want to take a little bit of risk that blocks can be reorganized, or all users and like our wallet can just assume that head is the most current block minus two. In which case, because of the new consensus mechanism, tender bake, they'll have finality. So if you always look 2 blocks behind, you're always certain that your transaction is official, recorded, cannot be changed. A certain amount of risk with the two most current blocks. So at this juncture, we might just, in Galleon and in other tools, simply treat latest minus two as head, and it only expose that to the users. But we could still index the 2 latest blocks for those who are interested, who are running bots and other sort of marginal applications. And another thing that really changes is each block used to be endorsed by 64 endorsers in the past, and now it's going to be something like 700. So uh, the block production rate goes up, the number of endorsers goes up, the way the endorsers are sort of structured also changes. So data volume might go up a lot, tremendously a lot for Tezos, and that's something that we have to adopt to within 3 months. But the good news is, uh, I think as tool makers in the Tesla space, we've all become a little bit more organized. We have every 2 weeks, we have a call for all the wallet makers. Every 2 weeks, we have a call for all the indexer makers like Pensei, TZKT, and so on. And, and this is in addition to the biweekly calls we already have with the foundation. So hopefully that helps minimize the headache and hopefully there's no chaos. But this is a pretty dramatic change, and it's going to require tremendous effort. And especially we lose the holiday period because you know uh, our our development team and the rest of our team they need to spend some time with their families. So it's going to be a real adventure. As I said, the decentralized protocol, it doesn't seem to respect nights, weekends, and holidays. Is there anything else to talk about with Proto I? Because I think as we start building, as we start making changes for Proto I, we'll have a lot more granular insight, and we'll of course bring it up on this call and our podcast and whatnot, so people can follow along as we embark on this grand adventure.